of ignoring the red flags, pretending that we can't see them. But you know you saw them. From the first day he told you to shut up. From the first day he called you a whore. From the first day he gave you a dirty slap. From the first day he put you down in front of his friends. From the first day he called you out in front of his friends. Those are the red flags. You need to set boundaries that say, if a man does this to me, I'm not putting up with it. Because you know what? If you put up with things like that, it's going to get worse. He's going to keep dishing it out because he's going to think it's okay. And that's on you because you did not set boundaries. Hello divas, and welcome back to Dialogues with Grace. So today we're going to be looking at a topic that is dear to me because, again, I have mentored a number of beautiful young women on this particular topic. So today's topic is, are you attracting the wrong man? So I ask you that question. Are you attracting the wrong man? Well, if you can relate to that and you're tired of attracting the wrong man, then you have come to the right place. Today, we're going to be looking into some of the reasons why you may be attracting the wrong man. And we'll also be looking at some tips on how to get you out of this sticky pattern. Because, girl, we don't want to be attracting no wrong man, not in 2024. We want to be attracting only the right kind of man, okay? So if you can relate, or you know someone who can, call a friend, tell a friend to tell a friend to ensure they watch this video. So stay tuned and let's get on with this. However, just before we start, I need to let you know that I will be looking down because I have made some notes on my phone because, of course, we want to make sure that we're not missing anything out. So, okay, divas, all right, let's get into it. So, attracting the wrong man. Attracting the wrong man. What does this mean, actually? I mean, what could it possibly mean? It could be that you're attracting somebody that, is not showing you as much enthusiasm, let's say. They're not as enthusiastic about you as you are of them, right? So you're all in, but you get the feeling that they're not quite in. They're not respecting you. It could be somebody who's abusive, someone who does not resonate with you, somebody who you yourself, you know that this person does not value you, they don't appreciate you, and yet you're holding on for dear life. My sister, why now? Why? This is not cool. So today it ends. Today we're going to address this situation. We're going to look at ways. Well, number one, we're going to address the reasons why we may be attracting these kind of men, and also looking at how we can, get ourselves out of this very sticky pattern. Okay. So what are some of the characteristics, should I say, of people who attract the wrong man? So I've got a list here of some of the reasons, why, why you could be attracting the wrong man. Number one on my list is low self-esteem. Low self-esteem is one of the biggest reasons why you may be attracting the wrong man. And this is because people with low self-esteem tend to take whatever is thrown at them. They don't believe they deserve the best and therefore will settle for anything. You just need to smile at them and they get all excited. And we've all been there, done that, to be quite honest. I myself, I have been through it. I have suffered from low self-esteem, and it's something that, yes, I feel like I can't say that I'm completely 100% there because, we constantly work on developing ourselves, but I'm far, 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 far ahead and away from where I started. Because when I was a young, I guess late teenager to young adult, I put up with all sorts of nonsense from men. And this was as a result of, me having low self-esteem. When I was younger, I never, ever, felt like I was pretty enough. I always felt like second best. I don't know where that came from. Probably something that happened when I was younger, or maybe some things that were said that made me question, whether I look good or not. It could be anything. One thing that does stick out is I remember when I was younger, And at the time, I would act like it wasn't a big deal. But as an adult, when I look back, I know that this is one of the things that might have contributed to me having a low self-esteem when I was much younger. And that was that, a lot of people, I mean, they don't mean any harm by it, or maybe they don't realize it, but they have this habit of comparing siblings. Um, like they will say to me, "Oh, your sister's a cute one. She's cuter than you are," and stuff like that, And when you say that to a young girl, it makes her she believes it and she internalizes that. And I actually took that and I ran with it. I actually believed that that was in fact the case, that I wasn't pretty enough. Not only did I didn't leave it there. Every single person that I came in contact with, my friends and all, even though people will tell me, "Oh, you're pretty," and all that, I never believed them. I never believed them. I always saw somebody who was prettier. And in my head, I would say, well, so-and-so's, well, okay, so maybe I'm number 2 or number 3, but this one's prettier than me and that one's prettier than me. And that really affected my self-esteem when I was much younger. I would always compare, and I never, ever, ever felt that I was prettier than anyone. There was always somebody. I would find somebody that was prettier than me. And I guess that followed me into adulthood, and I had to work on that. I had to work on that in order to get my power back, because when you lose your self-esteem, you settle for less. Yes, you do. You settle for less. So people who have self-esteem, it could be as a result of, or as a childhood trauma. It could be as a result of certain things that were said to them as young kids. It could be as a result of abuse. It could be anything. There's a lot of factors that could contribute to, somebody having low self-esteem, right? So, it's very, very important to first and foremost accept the fact that, yes, I do have a low self-esteem. And then look at, okay, what can I do? What are the certain traits that I am exhibiting that shows I have a low self-esteem? Because let me tell you something, predators, they can spot this a mile off, and then they take advantage. They take advantage. So guys who tend to abuse women, for example, they tend to go for women who have low self-esteem, right? They go for women who have low self-esteem. They show them love, smile at them, tell them they're beautiful. And of course, the woman melts thinking, "Oh my God, somebody finally thinks I'm, beautiful." And so they believe it because they are desperate, and they are longing for, validation. So if anyone gives them a little compliment, they are melting, they are falling in love. So these abusive men, they can identify these traits and they go for such women. And then they further break them down so that they can have absolute control over these women. So very, very important, for us to, first things first, identify what are my issues. Do I have a low self-esteem? Because that would be the first thing. Okay. So anyway, that's just one of the, excuse me, one of the reasons that may lead to somebody having low self-esteem. So the next thing on my list is constantly seeking validation. Again, I think most of these things are linked to low self-esteem, but I'm still going to touch on them one at a time. So, constantly seeking validation again means that, you're always looking for somebody to validate you. You're always looking for a man that's going to, tell you how good you are, how beautiful you are. And if they don't tell you, you don't believe that you are. That in itself is a red flag for you and for him. You should be able to identify at that space that, okay, why is it that I constantly seek validation? Why is it that I don't believe in myself? Why is it that if somebody doesn't tell me that I look good, I don't believe it? Why is it that if somebody doesn't tell me that I'm good at something, I don't believe that I am? And that right there is a red flag. That indicates that there is something that you need to work on yourself. You need to build your self-confidence. You need to work on improving yourself, believing in yourself, believing that you're good enough, you're worthy, and not waiting for somebody to tell you that before you believe it. So you need to identify, number one, why am I constantly seeking validation. I'm good enough. Work on yourself. Discover these things. Work on improving it. You're good enough. You're valuable. You deserve better. You're a queen. You need to believe that you are. Okay? So the next thing is, again, lack of boundaries. When you get into a relationship, you must set boundaries. Boundaries that nobody can cross. You can't cross it, and this so-called new partner cannot cross it. If you don't set boundaries, then he can do as he pleases, and you can't complain. So, when I say set boundaries, you need to know what you won't take. You're not going to take abuse of any shape or form. You're not going to take physical abuse. You're not going to take emotional abuse. When you're dating somebody, you've just started dating them, and they already started to show signs of being an abuser, you need to pick up on those flags. We as women have a habit of ignoring the red flags, pretending that we can't see them. But you know you saw them. From the first day he told you to shut up. From the first day he called you a whore. From the first day he gave you a dirty slap. From the first day he put you down in front of his friends. From the first day he called you out in front of his friends. Those are the red flags. You need to set boundaries that say, if a man does this to me, I'm not putting up with it. Because you know what? If you put up with things like that, it's going to get worse. He's going to keep dishing it out because he's going to think it's okay. And that's on you because you did not set boundaries. So you need to set boundaries and not allow a man to cross those boundaries. As soon as he crosses it, it's a red flag. Red flag. Identify that red flag and keep it moving. That is not your man. Okay? The next thing on my list, and which I touched on briefly earlier when I was talking about low self-esteem. Like I said, all these things are linked to low self-esteem. Is unresolved childhood trauma. Unresolved childhood trauma, it could be something, an abuse that you went through, something that happened in your childhood that is affecting you today. It's affecting your relationships. It's affecting your life. It's making you feel less than. You need to think back. If you need, go to seek help. If you feel that there's certain things that constantly hold you back, there's certain things that happened in your childhood and it's affecting you now. For example, like the example I gave about the fact that people would constantly compare me to my sister. I love my sister dearly. I love all my siblings dearly. But that affected me. It affected me because I believed it and I internalized it. And so when you would tell me that I'm pretty, I wouldn't believe you because I believed people who had told me before that I was pretty, but my sister was prettier. And therefore, I always saw myself as second best. So I needed to deal with that, okay? So if there's any childhood traumas that's affecting you, you need to get over it. You need to seek professional help, deal with it so that you can get your confidence back and you're confident enough to go out there. Because let me tell you something. Men are attracted to confidence. It is very attractive to men. And so to women. Who wants a weak man? Who wants a man that lacks confidence? The same applies to the men. They do not want women who lack confidence. So you need to work on building your confidence. Okay? So if you've gone through any childhood trauma that is affecting you and impacting your life today, that's making you to attract the wrong kind of man into your life because they think you're an easy target. Because they see your weakness and they want to, capitalize on that because, of course, the man is already chauvinistic. He's already an abuser and he's looking for an outlet and you just happen to be available. You need to work on that so that you do not attract those kind of men anymore. So the next thing on my list, again, is social conditioning and media influence. We all know what happens on social media. With the social media baddies, if you're not well grounded, you can easily be swayed. Even Beyonce, almighty Beyonce, has bad days. Seen pictures of Beyonce not looking so nice, looking crazy, because she's only human. The same applies to all of us. Those social media baddies that you want to be like, that you're copying, they also have their bad days. So don't you ever think that because a girl always looks nice on social media, she always looks put together, that means that you're not good enough, you're not as nice as her, you don't have as much as her. My darling, no. Those girls are influencers. So they sell their image. So they work on it. That's their craft. You can do the same. But you don't have to kill yourself over it. Just because an influencer is carrying a Birkin bag doesn't mean you should kill yourself and get a Birkin bag. Just because a social influencer is wearing a design item doesn't mean you should go and kill yourself and get the same. You don't know whether that person is being paid to showcase that item. They didn't even pay for it. They're getting paid to carry it. And you're there running up and down wanting to kill yourself because you're being influenced and you think you're not good enough because this social media influencer has this bag or they have this outfit. Oh, they always look so nice. Their hair is always so well put together. Their makeup is on flick, on flick, on flick. Come on, girl. You know better. That social media influencer, if you see her first thing in the morning, she's like the rest of us. If you see me first thing in the morning, I look nothing like this. This is makeup. Makeup. Just like every other woman. Makeup. Learn to do makeup too. If you don't know how to, learn to do it. Learn. It's very important to be well put together, but do not think that because somebody is always looking good on social media, because they're using filter and all God knows what, you want to kill yourself. You go and do BBL, you do LLB, whatever. You know, look, if it's your thing, go for it. I'm not saying that you can't, you know, if that's what you want to do, but don't do it because you're pressurized to do it by somebody else. Do it because you want to, for yourself. Not because, oh, but so-and-so's doing it. Oh, and they're my role model, so I must do it too. No, darling, it doesn't work that way. Whatever you do, think about it very well. Make sure that it's something that actually you need. If you don't need it, keep it moving. And if you do go down that route, please do your research because we know so many people who have died as a result. I don't want to say the word of, doing surgery. And of course, there are people who haven't. So do your research. Make sure you don't go to a quack doctor. Don't go and kill yourself over so-and-so looks good and I want to be like her. Okay? So we know that social media influence is one of them. So don't be overly influenced by social media. It's a fake life. Okay? Faking it until they make it. Nothing wrong with that though. Let them make their money. Okay. Next thing is the fear of being alone. That's the next thing on my list. Now, why are you scared of being alone? Why? If you're scared of being alone, it means you're scared of yourself. There's no other two ways about it. That's the way I see it. So because you're scared of being alone, you will put up with any old nonsense just because you want somebody with you. No. What you need to do is work on that fear of being alone. Get to grips. You need to learn to love your own company. Learn to love your own company. Learn to love to spend time with yourself. Find a hobby. Find something to do. Keep yourself busy. It's when you're idle that you'll be, this so-and-so was with me, I can't be alone. But when you're so busy, you don't even think about them. If you love yourself, you will not be scared of being alone. Why are you scared of being alone? Build your confidence, work on yourself, and I promise you, you will not be alone for too long. Because like I said, men are attracted to confident, beautiful women. Being beautiful and a scary cat, lack of confidence, low self-esteem is not attractive at all. Work on yourself and you will attract the right man. Okay? We'll come back to that later on. Lack of self-reflection is another one, right? Lack of self-reflection. You need to look inward. You need to look inward. You need to look at yourself. You need to, look at what are limiting beliefs that I have. What are the limiting beliefs that I have? What are the things, in my life that I am doing that is preventing me from attracting, number one, attracting the right man. Number two, keeping the right man. What is it that I'm doing? Look at yourself in the mirror. What are those negative things that you're doing. Am I too clingy? Am I too jealous? Am I constantly checking on my man? Do I get jealous when I see him with another woman? Do I throw tantrums and stuff like that? Reflect on yourself and look inwardly. Why? Why do I feel this way? Is it because he's really cheating? In which case, then you need to deal with that. Or is it you having low self-esteem and therefore wanting to control who he can talk to, and anytime you see him with a female, you're all jittery, you get angry, you're attacking him, showing up at his workplace, misbehaving, just disrespecting him and yourself. And then you wonder why you can't keep him. Sweetheart, you need to look inwardly, okay? You need to check yourself and see what it is that you're doing that may be preventing you from keeping this man, okay? So those are some of the tips of, keeping the man. So, like I said, men are visual beings. They are attracted to, they have to see you first and then they like you. And the first thing they see, of course, is your beauty, your looks. That's the first thing they see. That's the first thing that attracts them. And then when they spend time with you, they then start to see other traits like your confidence. And let me tell you, like I said earlier, there is nothing more beautiful, nothing more attractive than a confident woman. A confident woman, I have a lot of male friends and I have asked them this question. A confident woman is very attractive to a man. They don't want to, to be dating somebody who is so beautiful but lacks confidence. Confidence is very attractive. So work on your confidence. Work on building your self-confidence. Work on developing yourself. If you need therapy, then go for therapy. Go for therapy. Get help. Let's not be ignorant. The fact that we're Christians, because I know that, for some people that I've spoken to, just because they're Christians, they think that they can't go out there and seek professional help. That's a lie from the pit of hell. God gave certain people these gifts in order to help us. He's not going to come down from heaven. He's given us the tools. So you need to look for those tools and use them for what they were meant for. If you need therapy, get therapy, right? Build yourself, build your confidence. Self-growth is very important in order for you to attract the right man. Because the thing is, when you have developed your confidence to a level, right, and you're not even looking, you'll be surprised that the right man will find you. The right man will find you. The Bible says, he that finds a wife finds a good thing. Men find. Don't go throwing yourself at the man. I know we live in a different world. The Gen Zs don't come for me. Because everything is equal, and I'm not saying it isn't, but I'm old school. And I can only teach you what I believe works, right? And I'm not saying that if you like a man, that you can't show him you like him. That's a topic for another day. We'll address that separately in a different topic. What I'm saying is, let a good man find you. Because another thing is, if you're constantly throwing yourself at a man, he's not going to value you. You become less valuable to him, right? So you need to act like a lady, carry yourself as such, and that is very attractive to a man. Be a lady, carry yourself like a lady, have your confidence, put yourself together, look good, present yourself well, always put your best face forward. I mean, there'll be times when you can't be asked, but let that not be every day, okay? Let it not be every day. Put effort into your appearance, because that helps. It does help with your confidence, because when you look good, you feel good. You walk with your shoulders, high, and you're just confident. Whereas when you're not looking as good, it kind of impacts you. It's human psychology. It's human psychology. You try it. If you haven't noticed, I know for me, when I'm all dressed up and I look good, I walk differently. I'm more confident. Not to say that I'm not confident without, my makeup and it's just that it's even 10 times more when I look good. Okay, so let's work on building our confidence by, if we need therapy, let's go for therapy. Let's seek professional help. If we need to build ourselves, build our confidence, they will help us. That's what they're there for. Okay, let's surround yourself with good friends, supportive family members that would help you, that will help build your confidence, that will be there for you. And then you're going to come out on the other end as a brand new person, a brand new, more confident, more resilient, a more beautiful woman who would then attract the right man. Because who are you attracting? You can only attract what you put out, right? You can only attract what you put out. So if you're attracting the wrong man, then you need to take a stop and think to yourself, so why is it that I constantly attract these kind of men? Why is it that I'm not attracting XYZ kind of man? XYZ kind of man is what I want. Why am I attracting DW whatever kind of man? Okay. So surround yourself with loved ones, friends, and family who would hold your hand through that process of self-discovery and repair, is what I would like to call it, whilst you go out and work on on rebuilding your self-confidence, your self-worth, and believing in yourself. So surround yourself with such people whilst you're going through your repair process. So if you know that if you agree with what I'm saying anyway, like if you think that yes, this is definitely an issue, and I'm going to work on it, there's certain patterns, maybe childhood trauma, like I said. For me, it was the fact that people would compare me and my sister, and it really affected me. So what is it that that you can think back to, that you think might be impacting you, that might be affecting your confidence? It might not even be to do with a man now. It might just be something that you've realized that has been affecting you. Put it in the comment box. Maybe some other sisters will learn from it. So let's share. Let's share our experiences, what we've been through. Let's share it. So put it in the comments box. If you have any questions, please leave your questions. I'll try to respond to it as quickly as I can. But this is where we're going to end this today. Thank you for joining. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so that you're aware and you're notified as and when the next video is released. Like I said, it will be on a weekly basis, and I will release a video every Friday at 7 p.m. Diva. So watch this space, click on that notification bell so that you don't miss it. We'll be we'll be addressing different topics that I believe will be beneficial to us as sisters. So thank you so much, ladies. Thank you for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Until next time, remember, Jesus loves you and I love you too. Stay fabulous, stay wonderful, and speak to you next time. God bless. Bye-bye.